Hello all, and thank you for stopping by. Since we have this one room in my dollhouse ready, I thought I would go ahead and finish it by constructing furniture that will be placed here. I am very excited because I received my box. This is a kit. It contains enough pieces to build 56 pieces. This is made of wood and they're considered vintage because it is from 1982. This is the set of furniture that I will attempt to put together so that I can furnish the living room. The box contains a set of instructions. It contains a sheet with cardboard forms. It contains one sheet with foil that will be used as mirrors, and it also has this sheet of foam. This I will use for upholstery and also for a mattress. The next step is to identify the number of the board. This is number 1. Sometimes it's not easy to read it, but they all have it somewhere. You might need a magnifying glass because the print on the schematic is very tiny. My first piece is going to be the table because it's pretty simple, and these are my pieces, and it says to push them from the side where you can see the cutting clearly. This would be the reverse side, and this would be the front side. So I'm going to try and push it without disturbing any of the other ones, and it came out pretty easily, and hopefully the other ones will behave the same way. These are very small, so I may need something to push them out with. I guess this little piece, I'm gonna have to get some help with a tool to remove it. You can feel it on the other side, how immediately when I apply pressure, it starts to go. I can imagine that whoever bought this kit had a very good intention that put it all together and they never got around to it. But that is where it ends because we are going to make it happen. Okay, I'll remove this little part. Maybe I need my cutting board. I don't want to damage my tile. Okay, stubborn little piece. And then there's a stubborn little piece right here too. All removed. So I imagine that these two are put together like this. I'm gonna do some light sanding to make sure that it's smooth before I glue them together. So here is my sanding paper. I have different grits, 150, 180, and 120. My intention when I sand them is to make very smooth, especially the parts that were pushed out of the board. So I'll be using the 180 grit block. And the sanding is going to be very, very lightly, just to remove dust and remove any splinters that may have been left behind when I pushed it out of the board. I almost forgot, this piece goes on the bottom. I'm gonna use this sponge as an applicator of the stain. In order to achieve the finish that I'm looking for, it requires that I apply one coat of the stain, one coat of the polyurethane, and then let it dry and sand it. And now this is what I have, and it's very smooth. And I left a little bit here in the edge, signs of wear, because I don't want my table to look like it's perfectly new. Now, to finish it, I will just add one last coat of polyurethane and then let it dry. The outside circumference of the table is finished, and now the top. And I like to go with the grain of the wood. And then this will be it, and just let it dry. Since I had a lot of waiting time with the table, I also went ahead and put together the side table. And it's ready for the last step as well. Once you sand in between the two coats of stain and polyurethane, then it acquires a very smooth surface, and that's exactly what I wanted. Although the wood, this particular wood, gives it an appearance of a very rustic piece, but I still wanted it to be smooth. This is not very glossy polyurethane. It comes in many different finishes, but I didn't want it to be super glossy. Then I'll get the excess from this little ridge right here. What took most of my time was waiting for the glue to dry in the cases where I did not use the hot glue, because the hot glue dries immediately. But some of the pieces I chose to use carpenter's glue, and then I had to wait, and then also waiting in between the coats of stain and finish. Other than that, it was pretty simple to put together. These, of course, are the easiest pieces, and I'll move on then with the more difficult parts now that I've gained a little bit of experience with these two pieces. My two pieces are dry now. They have a very smooth appearance, and they also feel very smooth. This is exactly the way I wanted them. The table as well. And now these are going to be the first two pieces to be completed from the Greenleaf collection of 56. So I have 54 more to go. These are going to be the first to be placed inside the room.